Hi guys, so yeah, back again. Yeah, can't keep away. Obviously, like I was saying, I'm basically, whenever I make this, I may as well do a live stream, because obviously I'm going to be just sitting here making it. So why not have you guys sitting there watching me sitting here making it. Right, last little checks, just checking my music isn't too loud. Yeah, if you can let me know you can obviously hear me okay and everything seems okay, then yeah, I'm going to get cracking on because I've got lots to do, basically. Right, I think it's all working. I can't see why it wouldn't be. So, yeah. Evening, guys. Yeah, I was on this morning, obviously, for a good few hours, getting quite a bit done. Didn't get as much done as I wanted to, mainly because I was doing a lot of chatting, like I kind of do. So, yeah, so I'm back again because, say, I've done some normal work today, as in, like, the wedding work, the work that basically pays my bills. But I've come back because I want to do some more to this, because I was hoping to have done a lot more framework. But as you can see, I know you can't see because I haven't clicked the button. There you go. As you can see, I've not got the framework done that I wanted. I managed to do a lot of drawing over this, a lot of doodles. I just did a few more then. But yeah, I was hoping to have got, well, basically all the framework done for this section. But as you can see, I did a little bit at the front and that was kind of it. Because I was putting these back panels on. That took a little while. And I say, generally, I've been doing a lot of chit-chat. So, yeah. Aisha's here, arrived and peaking. Awesome. Yeah, back so soon. It's like I can't keep away. I say that's why I am trying to limit myself to this build. Because otherwise I would literally sit here all day, all night, just doing it. Because I am having fun. Because it is just such a big build. And I'm building it in a different way to what I would normally. Just going to turn the music down a little bit because it just sounds loud here. I don't know how you can hear it, but it sounds loud to me. So yeah, so from this morning, I've done a little bit from this morning. I couldn't help just having a little go at putting some goo sprue around it, just to see how well it sort of smoothed out and how it looked. I did quite a rough job. Plus, the other problem I've got is, when I do put sprue goo on this, I need to put it on and then just walk away, leave it. Because any slightest touches, movements on this, it starts to crack. Because basically, almost, because when the acetone dries, it forms like a skin on the outside. Which is all well and good. But then when you move it, touch it, whatever, you then crack the skin. And that's what leaves all those like crease marks. And makes it like an animal skin, basically. So I had a little bit of a play and did a bit of smoothing at the front. But I did kind of move it a little bit. So that's why it's got a bit funny. But that's fine to say. Basically, this is going to get coated, the whole thing. And then dried. I'm going to leave it for like 2-3 days to dry. And then sand it all down. But I'm even just doing that a little bit rough. You can sort of start to see it obviously just takes the edge off, smooths it out, rounds it up. Which is why when I build this up, it doesn't matter when I build it up from like bits and pieces. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera. But yeah, I'll just put a few like sprues together. And then one of the panels I've just literally cut up to put on top. So there's lots of like gaps and bits. But when you get the sprue goo, you can just cover that. I say the sprue goo is just great for filling in gaps and smoothing it out, basically. So yeah, so I'm going to do some more. So I want to try and, my plan was to try and get it all done, as in all the framework today. I can't see that happening. I mean, I could have just sat here tonight on my own without you guys, and I possibly would have got it done this evening. But I say I'm enjoying doing the streams. So yeah, that's why I'm just coming on and joining. Well, you guys joining me joining you, and we can all just come along for the ride. So, yes, I love the way this is sloping now. It does look pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm going to build the framework up. I'm going to build it up in 2 ways. I'm going to use, obviously, long lengths of sprue to sort of glue together to make box shapes here and there. And in some places, I will use some of my thicker panels just to sort of pad bits out, basically. So, yeah. So, the other thing I've done that I didn't do this morning was say a little bit around here. And I filled in some gaps back here. And just this second, while I set the live stream up, I drew a few more lines on here just to show me rough positionings of things, basically. So, obviously, I've got my sort of reference picture that I'm kind of working from, which is obviously this. But I have also got a picture, or I did have, on my screen, just to show me what it looks like in obviously 3D. Because as good as these photos are, obviously, I mean, this one doesn't show me obviously any heights. This is obviously just an aerial view, but it doesn't show me any depths of any of these bits. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking at other pictures to get references of those bits as well. Right, let's just check. It's working. Yeah, does look like it's working. Cool. Right, have a quick shout out. There's only a few people on, I think, at the moment, which is fine. To say, doesn't matter if 2 people watch this or 200 people watch this. I'm going to be building it, so doesn't really matter. 40k guys here. Lion is here. Man of War. So a lot of guys from this morning. Al6954. So yeah, Aisha is here. Alan Forbes testing. Wookie or Woogly is here. Yeah, back so soon. I know. I just can't stay away. It's crazy. Aisha, it's you're sexy man. Twice in one day. Yeah, twice in one day. I've got stamina. Trigiv, Presto. Oh yeah, easy to say the Presto bit. Was just watching part 4 when this popped up. Cool. Yeah, guys, go and watch all my other ones. Again, it just helps me out with YouTube analytics, all that kind of stuff. Aisha's going to sit there and keep quiet. I doubt that very much. Plus, I would be upset if you did. So, let's crack on. Usual thing, guys. If you're asking me a question, at Miniature Hobbyist in your comment, just so it pops up on my screen. Because I say, this morning I was doing a lot of chatting, and well, as you can see, I didn't get as much done as I wanted. I didn't even get half of what I wanted kind of done. So I am going to try and concentrate more this evening on getting this done. What was I say? So I can put the panels on tomorrow, but I've not even made the panels yet. So I need to get this done to then roll out a load of panels that I can use to basically sort of encase this. But yeah, I think it's coming along pretty well. Right, I need to move my picture somewhere because this is where I need bigger screens. And I've got quite big screens, but still not enough to get everything on. That doesn't look too bad. So I'm just trying to arrange the picture so I can see the picture nice and clear. Just because obviously that gives me the indication of heights. Where's where's Steve? Well, he's probably working. Or probably wasn't expecting me to come back on quite so quick. Right. Again, I'm just going to have a little rearrange on my desk. Because the only problem with something this big, it really doesn't leave a lot of room for me to do any cutting or anything really. I know I normally get stuff all over my desk, but this is like crazy. Right, so move a few bits, get a few bits. Need the blade, need that. Mouse can go over there. Better get my camera out because again, I didn't really do a whole lot of filming earlier really. So need to make sure I am filming bits, obviously as I go. Right, so we'll just do that. Just going to check the last couple of little bits and then I'm going to get stuck in, as they say. Right, yeah, it all looks good. Let's just click this one back on. Cool. Yeah, so obviously I've drawn roughly where sort of bits should be. There's some bits I can't draw. I say because what I have noticed on this, when I look closely at one of the figures, there's lots of curved bits, as in bits going curved all over the place. So some bits I can't actually frame out. I can just put a few bits here and there, because then the sprue goo, when I put that on, that will be used to sort of like form the shapes. So yes, I'm looking forward to putting the sprue goo on basically, because it is fun using that stuff. But say it does mean when you put it on, you just can't touch it too quick, otherwise it will start to crease. But as I say, I'm going to give this thing a good sanding afterwards. So a few creases isn't too bad. I miscast. Is this how Forge World makes them? Maybe. Yeah, who knows? I say it's coming on. It is quite a hefty old size thing, and I say there's still quite a lot to do. But yeah, I can see if Forge World did make it this way, I can see why they make it to order, because you'd have one little man beavering away, trying to knock one of these up in however long it takes them to cast one, I guess. Aisha, you just spoke to him and he's in the pub. But he's got his phone, isn't he? Can I not put me on their TV in the pub? That'd be quite cool. Quite boring, but Well, I'm saying that, I don't like football, so this could be more entertaining than football. Probably not, but there we go. So yeah, the plan is to start building frames up the old-fashioned way. Well, I say the old-fashioned way, the way I normally make frames, which is obviously with the normal sprue. But say these are quite bendy and soft, which is why the rest of it has been built in such a rather large and solid way, which is cool. So you will keep seeing me look off to the side. It's because I'm looking at my reference pictures and a photo of this, just so I can gauge everything basically, and to get the sizes. Because again, there's so many different sort of heights, levels, and curves going on to this. But yeah, I want to make sure I can get it as near as. Right, so the front bit. Always fun to hear non-Norwegians try and pronounce your name. Well, presto, I'm probably even saying that wrong, even though it looks like that's how it should be said, because obviously the O with the line through, I haven't got a clue what you're meant to emphasise or do. But I can't even say English names, so yeah. Lisa, hiya, how are you? Alan Forbes. Hello there. It's great that a lot of you guys were on this morning, so yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing, but obviously it can't be too exciting if you're watching me. No, that sounds rude, so I apologise. You probably are doing something exciting, but you want to watch me at the same time. Right. Right, so we'll make quite a few of these and we'll build up that centre. I say, I'm not making this so this, because if I was, basically I'd do the outside of this and do it so I could take the top off. But because there's no way I want to mess about doing 40 odd seats on the inside, I'm going to just do this all in one sort of build, so there is no taking any bits apart. You can't transport troops in this. This is a broken down machine, I guess. Robert, morning to you. So I'm guessing good old Australia. Well, I'm saying that, yeah, obviously Miscast is from somewhere in Australia, I believe, aren't you? So yeah, morning time. Right, let's cut a few of these up. Well, I really want to try and use my cement glue, but I was having problems with it earlier. And for some reason I've got 2 bottles of cement glue, but only 1 nozzle. And the nozzle is, well, I don't know. I've tried doing the usual, like heating it up, get the dried up glue out, but it wasn't having any of it earlier. So look, is it working now? No. Yeah, I'd rather use a cement glue on these bits, just because obviously the cement glue is a much stronger bond for using the plastic, because obviously it'll melt one into the other. But as I say, I've been having some issues with my cement glue, well, the nozzle. Yeah, so something actually blocked on the inside of this. Right, has that released it? Right, so that's okay. So if the nozzle's okay. No. Right, I'm going to try one last little bit with the flame. I'm not going to do the old little flamethrower this time though. I guess that is one advantage of living in a small flat. I've only got to walk 3 feet and I'm in the kitchen. So if anyone who does have these and doesn't know how to clean them, because when I first bought these, the nozzles would get bunged up and I kind of threw them away, the nozzle that is, and then just swapped other nozzles. But obviously the idea is you take it out, get a little flame, hold it over the flame, and then hopefully that releases the, there you go, releases the dried up glue in there, and hopefully it then works. But say if you do this with this still attached to the glue, and then squirt the glue, you do get a very mini little flamethrower. And I say it's the simple little things in life that make me laugh, and when it does that, that makes me laugh. Oh, come on, so why aren't you working? Right, there we go. Flamethrower worked. Right, now we're cooking. Yeah. So yeah, so the idea now is just to build a framework, make some panels like I normally make the panels, like the wafer thin 1mm panels, and then once all the framework's there, just clad the whole thing in the sprue panels, and then once that's all done, then get the sprue goo, cover the whole thing in that to make it nice and smooth, get the angles, get the shapes there, and then sand it down basically. Give me 2 seconds, my printer's going, but the wire keeps getting caught. I'm going to have to pause the printer. I'm just trying to fix it. And I'll just snap the line that's going in, but I'll sort that in a second. So we're not doing try and do too many things at once. So Lisa is waiting at the docks. Well, I hope everything's all right and you're okay. Daniel, it's about 6 PM here. Yeah, same with me. So you must be sort of in the same country. Alan Falls, we put 2 holding loops up top to string it out of the way just temporarily. Oh, well, you're talking about when this is made, somewhere to store it. People seem very concerned about me talking about throwing this out the window when it's done. I only said I might do that. I say, if someone wants to buy it, then obviously I'll sell it. But if no one wants to buy it, then obviously I've got the issue of I've got nowhere to store it. Yeah, anyone who wasn't here this morning, when I make this, or when I've made this, I'm going to put it on eBay. So the main reason is because I've got nowhere to store it. So I'm in a 1-bedroom flat and there's just no room because this is bigger than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, there's nowhere to put it. But then I also mentioned that if no one does want to buy it, which I can't see why they would want to buy it, I might do the drop test with it, open the window. I'm only on the first floor, but film me like throwing it out just to see if it glides, which obviously it's not going to glide because it's a brick, but to see how strong this whole thing is and if it bounces when it hits the floor. So it could be quite a fun video, I would have thought. Throwing it out the window, filming it, and then seeing how it looks. And I reckon the main body, nothing would happen. Obviously, depending on what it lands on, but this top stuff might get crumpled. But if it landed on the underneath, I reckon it would land and just be intact. Because the underneath of this is incredibly strong. That's why music's gone off already. It should last 11 hours. It lied. I don't know. It's still going. It's just super quiet. Someone, if you're not doing the troop compartment due to the issues it would bring up, are you still considering to do the tank compartment? No, because if you've seen the previous build of this and how I've built the main box has quite a few sort of dividers in it. Again, just to give it strength. Basically, when I built the box, I could stand on it because I wanted to make this thing so when you pick it up, there's no issue of it sort of warping, bending. or feeling like it's going to fall apart. So the main box that's underneath this, or this is sort of glued onto, has got sort of cross members in it. So yeah, there's no room to. I could have a go at cutting them out, but again, it's a lot of work for something. Something that could be going out the window. I mean, I want this to look like the original. I want it to look lovely and sleek and the right size, the right bits. But it doesn't need to have the bits that come off to load troops in, because this is never going to be used in a game. Well, certainly not by me anyway. And I say, the amount it would cost to have this shipped to anyone, even in the UK, this thing is going to cost a mint, because it's going to be heavy, it's going to be big. So that's why I honestly can't see anyone buying it unless they live 2 minutes down the road, and basically they turn up on my door of a McDonald's and give me a McDonald's for it, because yeah, it's going to cost a fortune. Yeah, this whole bit's. So this whole bit here is pretty much one of the highest bits. Then you've got one smaller bit here. So I haven't drawn where it goes to actually. Let's have a look. So 24 and a half. What's all the ads? This music didn't even have ads earlier on. It's like ads now. 24 and a half. Like that. Oh, they didn't last long, did they? So that's the one downside though to the cement. Once it's bonded, it's better than the glue. It just takes a while to get there. Am I going to need a drop box for sprues after this? Well, the thing is though, I was sent loads and loads and loads of sprues, and then about 3-4 months ago, I kind of said, stop sending me sprues. I love it, but I've got loads. I've got boxes and boxes. And then obviously over that 3-4 months, they've started to go down. They've gone down. And I say I was left with 2 big boxes. And the boxes, the size of them was like a 3D printer. Well, one of them was a 3D printer, and the other one was a wash station for a 3D printer. So I had 2 big boxes left of sprues. I've now got about, I don't know, between 20 and 30 sprues left. Oh, I've got glue on my arm. So yeah, so the sprues have gone down really fast. But it's about 7 people that have contacted me in the last few days that are going to be sending me some sprues. I don't know how many. But yeah, so I am going to be getting sprues hopefully this week, if not next, because yeah, I'm kind of running out of sprues. Just because obviously this is a beast. Yeah, so again, sometimes when I want something to glue and stick quick, I'm better off going for the super glue, basically. Lady Sophine, never say never. Somebody bought a metal Thunderhawk from Squidmart and they lived in New Zealand, Australia. Is that the thing that went for 46 grand? Which again just seems nuts that someone would spend 46 grand on something you play in a game. I mean, it's just, I mean, obviously some people have money, too much money, I guess, but that's just nuts. Yeah, because I reckon this is going to, so I've spent £40, yeah, £40 on acetone so far. So a 5 litre container turned up this morning, so that should last quite a bit. I reckon I might need a little bit more acetone, I'm not too sure. So I'm kind of thinking with acetone and glue, obviously all the sprues are obviously free because you guys have been sending them in. I reckon this is probably going to cost me about £50-60. Hold on a second. There we go. The printer, yeah, the printer filament will say where I snapped it. It's just telling me it's run out, but obviously it run out because I snapped it. I'll go and do that in a minute. I'm in no rush to get that done. I think it's got about another 17 hours printing time, so being delayed a few hours isn't going to hurt it. So as I was saying, yes, I think the total cost of this thing will be around the £60–70 mark. So yeah, I mean, if someone on eBay wanted to give me what I paid to make it, then I'd be happy. So I'm not looking to make money from making things and then selling them, because I have had quite a few people ask if I do like commissioned work. And as I was saying earlier on, that's not something I'd really want to do. Well, I won't do, because I think that might take the fun out of the build. If I'm building it with an intention to give it to someone, obviously one, they might want it quick, and I like to take my time. Well, I like to build something and not be rushed, basically. So yeah, that's why commissioned work I don't think I could do, because they might be like texting me and going, "Oh, is it done yet? Is it done yet?" And it's like, no, it's not. And so for me, it's all about the fun of building, not to make money from the build. Obviously, I want YouTube to make money because I want to do this full time. Obviously, that's another story. But yeah, so I mean, say if someone gave me what I paid for the materials on this, I'd be happy. And a McDonald's, obviously. Anyway, I'm missing out on any chat. Aisha, sir, I got my hand up. Just let me know what you'd like at McDonald's. I will be there in a jiffy. Well, I just like the double cheeseburgers. I normally have 2 double cheeseburgers, sometimes fries, sometimes not, but normally 2 double cheeseburgers and a large strawberry shake is my go-to at McDonald's. Because I love the double cheeseburgers, because basically you can unwrap them, and obviously they're full of meat, full of cheese, and when you bite it, bits don't fall out. I like quarter pounders, but when you bite them, bits fall out. I like Big Macs, but they are a nightmare. You bite that and you're wearing it. So that's why I do like the double cheeseburgers. And I do like their milkshakes because they're lovely and thick. I say this isn't going to be finished for at least 2–3 weeks, I wouldn't have thought. So mainly because, so once I get this main bit done, I want to do the sprue goo over the whole thing, get the nice shapes, curves, all that done. Then I need to leave this for, I reckon, at least 3 days, 4 days, maybe even a week, and then it'll be ready for me to like sand it. So I want to give this a real good sanding, because I really want to make it look smooth and sleek, and not like an orc has thrown it up, basically. Presley, if not the crazy shipment cost it would take to send this to Norway, I might have considered. Really hope it doesn't go in the bin. It can really become part of Warhammer history. Well, I guess at worst I could try and find, because I know people were saying this morning about like take it to my local hobby shop and let them have it, or let them display it, or whatever. I don't have any local hobby shops. The nearest one would be at least, I don't know, 45 minutes more. Yeah, because I'm kind of, the town I'm in is a pretty small town. There's not a lot going on. There's not a lot here. But I'm kind of in the middle of about 3 or 4 big towns. But they're all, so I'm literally in the middle. So I can almost go in any direction about 45 minutes and I'll hit one of the bigger towns. And one of them would definitely have, I think it's Reading. Reading isn't, well, Reading's about 45 minutes. And I think Reading has got a Warhammer shop. But again, I don't know how strict they are. I mean, they might not like the fact that I'm reusing sprues. I don't know. I don't know how the shop would take it. They might be like, oh yeah, that's really good. Or I'm like, ooh, reusing the sprues, they're meant to go in the bin. Who knows? Luckily, you're in the UK and you have a box of sprues I can have. Well, I would love to have them. If you haven't got any sprues, guys, message me in the chat. Not in the chat. My email's down below. Message me there. Because when I started this, I did go out and I bought the old like PO box. Because I was getting lots of sprues. So I bought a PO box. But it's about £36 a month to have a PO box. So it might have almost been cheaper me buying my own stuff to get the sprues. But I say 36 quid a month, I couldn't sort of justify it and afford just to have on the whim of me getting stuff. I'd say especially when I stopped asking for sprues. So again, everything I'm doing now is kind of like the rough stage. So even when I put the sprue panels on, it might still look a bit rough and ready. It's only when I start getting the sprue goo and putting that all over that it'll start to look anything sort of half decent, I reckon. Again, my good old prime example, I shall grab in a minute. My old sprue burger. Obviously, I hope you guys have all seen the making of the sprue burger. Because if you saw the making of this, again, it's similar to this, but obviously in a much smaller size. This started off with a framework that was made by these. Then I put the sprue panels over the top of that. So again, when I was doing that, it didn't look anything like a burger. It looked like, well, a rough and ready sort of weird looking tank. But it was only when I got the sprue goo on this that it sort of started to take shape and actually look like, well, a burger. So again, yeah, anyone who's looking at this thinking, oh, it looks like it's going to be a pile of dog turd. Yeah, at the moment, it does. But luckily, that's the one good thing that I've got. Say, I've got a crap memory for phone numbers, names, places, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to making things and just visual things, I can see things in my head, and I can see how this is going to look in my head. And I can also see in my head how I need to break it down in the stages to get it to look like I want it to look at the end. So that's why I say all of this, it looks rough and ready, but I know it needs to be done to get to where I need it to be. Anyway, I'm waffling now. I do tend to waffle. That's why I think I get less done when I'm streaming. I just waffle. And then sometimes even I'm thinking, what am I talking about now? Right. Let's have a look at the picture. So I have to keep looking just to make sure I'm getting bits right. Otherwise, if it kind of goes wrong at this stage, then it all kind of goes wrong after. Just going to grab a drink. So what are you guys all up to? I say, obviously, where I am, it is now nearly 6:20 in the evening. Obviously, pitch black outside. But obviously, I know there's a couple of guys on, or maybe still on, that are sort of Australia way. So obviously, well, presumably 6:20 or 5:20 in the morning for them. What about some of you other guys? Oh, I missed some orange bits. Hold on. I've just seen a couple of orange bits scroll off the top. Sylvain, if correct, the Friday your parcel arrived. Awesome. Cool. I say I am surprised at how quick my sprues have started going. Yeah, it's great. It's literally, I've got about 20 or 30 like sort of sprues to sort of like cut up, which for me isn't many at all. Because normally, I say if we go back about 2 months, I think I had about 12 boxes. 2 of those were my huge big boxes, and then just sort of another 12, well, decent sized boxes. So yeah, I had a crazy amount about 2 months ago, and I say now, yeah, gone and gone. Lady Stephanie, yes, it was brought by a local wargaming company for display in their shop. Wow, that is unreal. It seemed really strange that it would be like an individual spending that kind of money. But I say, if there's people out there with more money than they know what to do with, so yeah, spending lots of money isn't a big thing. Wookie has a box of sprues for me. Cool. Oh, Steve's here. Cool. Are you still in the pub, Steve? Local Scouser has arrived. Awesome. Right. Have I missed anything else? How about making some waffles? That is something I've got in house. No, I've had some mince earlier, so that's fine. I had mince and cheese. Yeah. Right. What bit was I going to do? I think I'm still basically, I'm doing obviously the centre bit. This bit here. So like, this is like the higher bit. So say there's some weird heights, and the fact that say this is obviously like the air intake thingy at the front, which obviously comes up, but then it goes through. Half of it's sort of like to the side, half of it's kind of encased in this. That's why I say it's kind of... Normally, sometimes when I'm doing these kind of builds, it's kind of easy to think of what it looks like inside and break it down into like shapes. So then I just build them boxes, glue the boxes together to get the overall shape. But because this has so many bits, I say so many curves, that's why, again, I'm trying to break each bit down to get it right. Because there's so many curves, it's not a case of obviously building a box. It's a case of building part of a box and then a few bits. And then it's the thin panels, obviously they bend really nice. So they're going to bend and make the curves, especially if the air sort of intake thingy, really well. So it is a case of trying to work out what bits I can actually do. Because the curves are going to take up. It's like it's not even worth me putting sprues on this round bit because obviously when I get the panel, that'll just curve nicely. So I'm going to cut some more bits of that height, go along here, and then obviously put like another sort of bit on the top. Just I need to film some of this. Right, remind me guys, I need to film bits. Otherwise when I come to edit this, I'm going to go from start off the box to, oh there you go, it's all done. You'll be like, where's the in-between bit? I'll have to go through all my live streams and just put links to live streams. And go, there you go. Watch the live stream and you're about to see what I've done for those last, well, the 30 hours that are in between. Cat's looking good so far. I've got to say, I'm amazed by my talent. Thank you so much. Although, also, I am just really cutting up sprues, sticking them together, and melting stuff. So we'll cut. Well, I should really keep using the same one as a height thing. So with this stream, I'm not sure how long it's going to go. In case anyone had asked, I wasn't too sure. I might have missed something. It won't go any more than 3 hours because I think 3 hours is long enough for me to obviously be chatting for starters. So yeah, I reckon this was the time to start at 6. So I'm probably going to go to about 8, maybe 9 o'clock. Again, it kind of depends on how much of this I get done. I say because I am thinking now that because there are so many curves, I can't make the usual kind of frame. I can only do a few bits that would support the curve. And I say because I haven't got any. I say that yeah, I might do what I'm doing. When I get to a stage where I can't put any more framework here, I need to make some panels. So if I'm going to make them, then if you want to watch me make some panels, you can watch me make some panels. Yeah, cheers, Steve. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, give the old thumbs up button a click. I haven't even looked to see how that's going. Again, simple little thing from your side, but the thumbs up button, YouTube seems to well, get off on people clicking the buttons because it means you're interacting. It means you're real people. You're really there, and you're watching, well, watching this video and watching what I'm doing, really, which is always good. Right, we'll cut a few more of these up, and we'll get these stuck on, and then we'll do a sort of a cross bit, and then some more cross bits. So many people watching? No, we've got quite a few. Smash the like, share. Yes, please. Do like a good old share. I say, guys, if you want, share this with your Nan's crochet team. They'll love it. They won't have a clue what's going on, but they might like. Or saying that, I could be a toy boy for any the grannies. I'd be like a bald toy boy. So yeah, share it with the grannies. Just share, share, share. Right. So if we stick the flatter edge out. Yeah, so we're all going to sit now and just wait for 5 minutes and watch some glue dry. Say, entertaining stuff. It really is. Steve, I'll remind you to video every... Oh, yeah. Man. Right, let's take that off. I should have... Man. So that is the one problem that I do have when I'm doing a live stream. Because normally when I'm videoing, So normally when I'm building something, in my mind I'm building it and I'm thinking about filming. Building, filming, building, filming. When I'm live streaming, I'm building, chatting, waffling, chatting, bit of building. And I forget about the filming entirely. Which I say will then make it very difficult when I come to edit this and I've literally got no footage in the middle. It is going to go from the very first stages of me making some big panels, which will be quite boring to watch, so it only lasts a few seconds, to then it almost being complete. Right, is that one of the ones? Yeah. Cool. So obviously have a little chat, making these, sticking them there all the way along. Get another one, put it together, cut it like that, and then Blue Peter style. Here's loads I made earlier, blah blah blah, and then glue. There we go, and also let's glue a couple. I reckon about that far away. Yeah, I can come back up, and then we'll turn it off. Yes, again, anyone who's new that hasn't really watched me when I'm filming, when I'm filming, when I am filming, in my head, I'm roughly thinking the kind of thing I'm going to say, because then that helps me sort of show the camera something, then do something, show the camera. It's just when you see the videos that I make, I literally do all the filming, then I edit the footage together. I delete any sound that might be on there because generally I'm listening to music or watching a movie, and then I do a voiceover over the whole thing at the very end, just because it helps with continuity. And also, say sometimes the bits I film, I always over film, so quite often there's bits I film and they won't even be in the final video, just because I like to keep my videos as short as they can be but showing what needs to be shown. I don't like pad my videos out just to make them longer. The videos I like watching are normally between 8 and 15 minutes is what I call prime time. Any video between that time I'll happily sit and watch. Up to 20 minutes, yeah, at a push. Some people I'll watch, some people I won't watch. If it's over 20 minutes, I will tend to fast forward. So I'll watch the very beginning and then I'll just sort of skip bits. Just because anything longer than 20 minutes in one hit is a bit like, oh. Even if it's really good and it's someone I really, really like. So for that reason, that's kind of why I like to keep my videos to the sort of length that I watch. So yes, that's why I'm not sure with this build, as long as I have got enough footage, I'm not sure if this is going to be one video or two. Because of, ignore what I've just said, there's a fair chance this is going to be more than 20 minutes. But say, if I haven't filmed enough, then it won't be. So if it is, then I might cut it down to 2 videos. I might even do like 2 videos and then another one which is everything. I'm not sure. I don't know yet. If I can get this down to like 1 video and it's 20 minutes, then that'll be fine. Because again, I don't really want to make 2 videos out of 1 video just for the sake of making 2 videos. Does that make sense? Right, have I missed anything? I've missed things. Sorry guys, gonna have to go as I'm feeling worse. Ah, bless. You take care. I hope you're feeling better soon. I'll message you later. Kat, I think a lot of us just enjoy chatting with you. So it doesn't really matter what you're working on. Cool. Let's get one at the end just so I know how to sort of break that up. Susan, hello there. How are you? You okay? Alright, we'll break that into 2. Well, they're all starting to fall. So is there any downside there of using the cement glue? Once it bonds, it's better than normal glue, I think. But to get it to bond, it can take a little while. All the little nibbly knobbly bits, put them in my nibbly knobbly bit drawer, or box even. Yeah, Savage Patty, how to build a TauManta in under 20 minutes. Well, it is. I mean, that's how the videos are. So you guys watch my videos. Like, say the Orc Stomper. I think the Orc Stomper took me. Again, I'm not 100% sure because it was done over sort of a couple of weeks, sort of quite a few hours a day. But I think the Orc Stomper was somewhere between 30 and 40 hours of sort of like assembly build time. Obviously, there's quite a few bits in between downtime of waiting, but actually sitting at my desk building him was about 30-40 hours. But the video, I think the video is what, 15 minutes? So yeah, so sometimes a lot of work goes into a build, and yet the video is quite a short one. So what I will do, I think I will actually put a couple of bits in there, but to just make them the right height. Well, I say the right height. Obviously, I'm just guesstimating. I'm not really measuring and cutting twice on these ones. Do generally, but not on these ones. Susan, besides back muscle spasms, you're okay. Oh, bless. Are you working on the Inktober thing still? And on meds? Oh, no. Oh, bless. Oh, that's not good if you... Yeah, because obviously if you're drawing, then presumably you are, like, hunched over a little bit. That's obviously not going to be helping your back at all. Well, I say that, my shoulder is still aching from the other day when I was pushing all that sprue goo around to make the panels. Very weird. Right, let's have a quick look. Yeah. Right, just going to pull up another picture so I can get a different angle of this bit I'm doing. Yeah, cool. You have issues, and now you're not drawing. You're hunched. You're laid back. Cool. Right. Yeah, I'll just turn it around and do the same with the other side. So this is always the fun bit, though. So it literally takes up my kind of like whole workspace, which. So yeah, I would love to have what Miscaster's got, and obviously that's a. Oh, I forgot about those ones that were on there. And have a lovely big work area. You got like walk around your desk, stand up, and yeah, just gets everything so much easier. I say, whereas pretty much what you can see on the screen is my work area. Obviously, because a little bit to the right is where my keyboard, mouse are. Obviously, the screen's obviously in front of me, and then just to the behind to the side, there's obviously some more ArtStation units. With well, at the moment I've got lots of empty drawers, which is really cool. So I've got lots of room to put lots of new bits and pieces, which I haven't got at the moment because I don't know what I'm going to fill them with. But they will be filled eventually. I'm not sure there's any more that I cut that length. Is that one that length? Possibly. Not sure. Cool. Yeah, so we'll just do the same again on this side. Yeah, so this whole bit here is basically boxed out. So yeah, there's nothing inside because obviously that would be where all the troops and all that are going to go. But as I say, not on this bad boy. No troops. Your name's not down. You're not getting in. Looking good. Cheers, Susan. So I am still kind of in shock at the size of this thing. I mean, what I could have done, I could have said I was going to build it at, is it 40k epic? So this would have been, well, about that big. It would have been obviously minute. But where's the fun in building something minute? So I need to get that helping hand out again and just sort of hold on to these bits. No troops, filling it with mech boys. Well, I reckon what I should do is have the cockpit so that comes off, and old Crazy Dave is sitting in there. They'll never expect to see Crazy Dave on his own in this huge big thing. I'll get one at the back. And then roughly wherever they need to go. So how many of you guys out there actually play 40k and are sort of painting, building or doing something with 40k right now? Is there many of you? Obviously I know you're kind of watching me, but you may, well, I'm sure you're probably doing something else at the same time. Oh, that was handy. It's almost like I knew how many to cut. Obviously I didn't, but it looks like it. Steve, sit Crazy Dave right on top with a rocket launcher. Well, yeah, cause I've got a couple of Crazy Daves, and one of them's got the old the Molotov cocktail thingy, the old bottle with the flame coming out. Cat, I love that. Crazy Dave, that would be awesome. Maybe I should make the cockpit come out off then, just to stick him in. Savage Pat, he's still in bed. It's 4:41 in the morning. I don't blame you. 4:41, I'd still be in bed. it's like I'm going to obviously carry on doing this tomorrow morning live stream. But I'm probably going to set my alarm just to make sure, because I haven't got to do a school run in the morning. I don't generally lie in anyway, but it will be that one time I don't set the alarm and I do fall asleep. Right, I'm just going to see what the back's like, see if this is sort of flush, flat, or... I say, there's not many pictures of the back. Oh, no, see underneath there's not many pictures. I think the back is pretty much just all flat, isn't it? Well, flattish. But yeah, this bit does seem to be quite sort of flush, flat. So yeah, I might as well just do a line of these or a few of these there. So that can go on. And then then put another one along the top and a couple going across and maybe some going down in the middle. Just again, give it sort of strength support. So when I do put the sprue frame on it, or the sprue panels on it, it is quite sort of firm and secure. Especially if it's going to get launched out the window. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm going to cut up loads of these. More cutting. Lady Sophine is you're painting some CSM just now, and also playing an old clicker game from 2007. What's a clicker game? I'm not too sure what that is. And I would love to see a surprise Dave. Yeah, Crazy Dave put a put an explosion on top and a small scratch. Yeah, so if I'm going to spend a lot of time smoothing this out, sanding it, I'm not going to let any orcs near this. Even if they are just pretend. Still no. Keep away, orcs. Let's go there actually. Yeah, so I'm still trying to work out just how much paneling I can actually do. Because it certainly is less sort of, not panels, I mean framework. Because a lot of it, because of the curves, it is a case of just getting the sprue panels and curving them and then gluing them into place. So what I might do is I might actually do some of the sprue goo on the front, just fill in a few gaps, just obviously it helps give a good idea of how it's going to look. And then yeah, then make some sprue panels, I think. Right. Right, let's see if I've got any long wotsits. dare you fall off? And that one's about to go as well. Let's chuck a little bit of super glue around this one as well. If in doubt, give it more glue. Cat, it's going to be awesome of a build, though an orc built one would be awesome too. Yeah, so because generally building orc stuff is kind of like a good go-to, especially with sprues, because then it doesn't need to be smooth, it doesn't need to be perfect, and obviously the less perfect, the more orc it is. But I think it's just because, like I say, I just want to have a go at doing something that isn't sort of beaten up. Especially because obviously the pictures I've seen of this, it just looks so nice and sleek and, well, pretty awesome looking. Which is obviously why I'm having to go building it. Because I say it's not because it's the biggest thing there, it's because I like the look of the thing. Because obviously I didn't know it was the biggest thing until, well, like I keep saying, I saw that guy holding it. It's like, oh, it's bigger than I thought. Right, let's have a look. Get some longer sprues if there are any long ones. There's a long one, there's a long one, and that one. Cool, right, let's have another go. Turn this around. Yes, I say I'm really not too sure how many kind of like live streams it's going to take to obviously complete this. I say as pretty much I am building everything that you see. I'm doing it live, as in live stream. I'm going to live stream every day this week. And I say I really am. Tuesday. I really am hoping to get this bit finished on Friday. As in all the panels on, all the sprue goo on. Just so that I can leave this for like say 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it needs, work on the wings, and then come back to this, and it should be like fully dried, so I can say give it that good sanding down. So that's my kind of plan this week, is live stream every morning between 9 and 12 UK time. Get this complete by the end of the week, and then yeah, next week I'll be starting on the wings, but I probably won't be live streaming. I'm not sure. Because obviously the kids are off, so yeah, I'll possibly not be live streaming, I'm not sure. Just checking something. Wookley. Cool. Yeah, I'll message you back obviously after the stream, Wookley, about the sprues. Cheers for that. Yeah, so guys, if you are able to share this anywhere, obviously get more people involved, more people watching. Obviously that's always appreciated by me. Yeah, I say, just because I am going to try and work really hard over the next sort of 12 months to try and make this channel grow more. So my aim is to obviously this time next year maybe be doing this full time. That's my kind of goal, I guess. Just because it would be great to have more time to do this full time, and then yeah, I would definitely be doing live streams, lots and lots. Oh, I need to put 2 more over there. Right, we'll do those in a second. Right, let's go high, because the only way I can really get the whole of this build in is by going super high. Yeah, that'll do. I'm going to do some super glue on this just because I want this to dry a lot quicker, obviously, because otherwise it will just keep falling off. So this is where it's going to stick to my fingers more. Right, give that a little bit. All right, Freddie, how you doing, buddy? Saw a video of unpainted coming in with speed. Yes, yes. I've already contacted them and asked because they sent me loads of paints recently, which obviously I haven't done a video of yet because obviously I've been cracking on with this. Oh, let's turn that off because that's still going. But yeah, the Army Painter speed paints look awesome, and yeah, I'm definitely. I've already asked if there's any way that I can be a tester for them. They've already given out loads to obviously people that do more with painting, which is understandable. But yeah, I am hoping that when they get some more in, I should be getting some of those because they do look good. Well, I love the Citadel contrast paints. I think they're really, really good. Just because they make things so simple. And obviously simple, but a really good effect. So yeah, I definitely want to get hold of the Army Painter speed paints. See you later, Lisa. Drive safe. Again, shouldn't need to put anything on the top there because when I do the curved panel, that should be enough to well, be strong enough there. Oh, good old Harvey is back. Yeah, Harvey and his bipolar with all his different accounts. Oh well. Not to worry. I'm guessing the hospital will let him out early this week. Let's go around this way. Yeah, don't we just? You alright, Tiny Yahoo? Tanya who missed the coffee this morning. Well, I'll be doing the same thing again tomorrow. So yeah, it literally is a case of just going around the whole thing, building a framework. I will have some sort of framework in the centre, so when I put the sprue panel over the top, again, just so that won't sag in either. Yeah, so it's just a case of a lot of panelling work, really. I guess I could have done this with the bigger panels. The only problem with that is obviously it'd use a lot more sprues. Obviously add to the weight, and because I haven't got many sprues left, it didn't seem worth doing that way. So that's why I thought I'd do it the way I normally do my my builds, building this kind of panel framework and then paneling. Yes, I'm at the dip at the front. Obviously, I kind of made it dip at the front because that's what the real one does. It has a dip at the front. Yeah, that's why it's got a dip at the front. So it's not going to get strengthened in any way. The underneath does curve. There's more that needs to go there. So yes, it won't be a full overhang. It's only like the last little bit that kind of overhangs. So from here, it's going to kind of go up and then curve to about there. And then this bit's obviously going to have a bit more packing on it, top and bottom. Yeah, as I say, there's lots to do to this. That's why my plan was initially just try and get the top bit done, and then once that's done, then flip it over and then do more if I need to the underneath, really. The Manta's front dips, yeah, it does indeed. It does have a bit of a curve. I mean, I need to lift up a little bit because it has sort of gravity's sort of pulled it a bit more than I would have liked, I guess. But what I'll do is, so once I've finished, obviously moving it around, because what I had on it, underneath it before was this, so that'll go like that. So it'll have the dip, but obviously not as much. Plus, once I start putting sprue glue on this front bit, once that firms up, obviously it's not going anywhere. Because obviously it goes back to being obviously like this, solid hard plastic. So yes, it's only for the moment when I keep moving it around that it's going to keep dipping. Obviously more than I wanted it to, but that's how much it's going to dip. So it is still dipping. As I like to do it around a bit more, you'll be able to see there's a bit of a curve there, but obviously that's the curve that's in the real one or the Forge World one. So yeah, but it does need something underneath it for the moment, just so it doesn't dip anymore. But I say, because I keep having to spin it round, I'm just going to let it dip that extra bit, and then I'll once I'm done, I'll put something there full time. Higher than the rest. Alright, Simon. Hope you're alright, buddy. More ads on the music. Oh, there's a short little ad. How much it will weigh, I really haven't got a clue. Yeah, I couldn't even guess. But I am certainly going to weigh it once it is all complete and finished. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it weighs what the other one sort of weighs, to be honest. Because it is obviously fair, even though it's obviously hollow inside. The panels I've made to build it obviously are quite thick. A lot of sprue in there. So yeah, it's certainly going to be hefty, that's for sure. Going for law accurate mass. Yeah, I don't think my table could take that. Dennis, isn't it better to polish flat surface before assembly? If you're talking about what I'm doing, not really. This is just to get the bulk, shape, size, look of what it's going to be. It's going to have sprue goo over everything. Even when I put the flat panels on, some of them are still going to have sprue goo. Because obviously the panels I can only make so big. So there's going to be gaps and joins in all of that. So, yeah. That's why none of this now needs to be perfect as in look and feel. The only thing I'm going for perfect at the moment is size. Size, scale is the only thing I'm really concentrating on at the moment. So getting this thing to look good is going to be the last thing that happens on this. It's a bit like when you do DIY in your house. You do DIY, it always gets worse before it gets better. And it's only when you start doing the finishing touches, like the bit of painting on the skirting board and here and there, or whatever it is, that it starts looking good. And that's kind of this at the moment is at a stage where it's going to look worse or bad before it looks better, basically. Cut off the nibbly knobbly bits on the top. Nearly two. Is that what the Forge World one weighs? Is it 2 stone? Yeah, it's definitely not going to be law correct at 320 odd, 382 tons. It's going to be heavy, but not that heavy. Right, let's get back round to the front. Oh, if I can try not to knock bits. So yeah, because these bits that go here are the engine thruster bits, and obviously half of that kind of goes on the wing. So I kind of want to build this bit once I've got the wing attached. So I might just leave this bit blank. Yeah, because I'd rather do the thruster as one piece rather than do this bit and then try and join it to another bit, I think. So this bit here is higher up. Well, it looks like it comes forward more on my drawing than the actual on the vehicle. But yeah, it's kind of where it comes on here. Might be right. I'll have a look at a few other pictures just to see if that is. Oh no, I think this thing I've drawn, part of this is like the panelling that goes on the top. So yeah, I think the actual raised bit, yeah, it doesn't start there, it starts a bit further back. Yeah, I think it starts somewhere around about here by the looks of it. Yeah, so this is where, obviously, this is the drawing that I'm going from. Obviously, I've blown this up, so this is obviously the actual size. But obviously, I only really concentrate on the front bit, because obviously that's the front panel that I made in one big sheet and then glued on. So yeah, this needs the back bit. I say, because this bit here, which I thought was raised, is actually just sort of lines in the panel. So it's something like 3 panels. So there's a bit that's further back is the raised bit. So again, it's not worth building that on. So I think I might just build that on top of this once it's done. So yes, I think what I might do though, rather than obviously build a framework in here, I might just cut up some of these bits and have them in there as like the supports. So I've got quite a few bits. These are going to be too small. That's a shame. Oh, that one's not too bad, so that can be used. No, it's just too short. That's a shame. Oh, they're going to be too short as well. So I might as well use some of these panels up while they are still here. Yeah, so because even this front bit here is curved as well, so it's not worth putting anything on the top, just because I want to get the curved panel going round. So that's what I'm hoping to do tomorrow, is make some panels well, I might make them in a minute, just so they're all ready for tomorrow, and so they can then encase this centre bit. So yeah, I can't really do those bits. These thruster bits, again, these have got lots of curves to them. So there's not really a lot of framework I can do on these bits either. So because half of it's going to like go obviously underneath that, and the other half's going to like just go down the side a bit. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some centre bits so the sprue panel can something to rest on top of. I might do a little bit more sprue goo on this front bit, just because I like the fact it is obviously now starting to dry nice and sort of smooth and roundish. Again, this is all going to get sanded afterwards. So I think what we'll do is measure the height of this. 4. Yeah, 4. That's handy. Sorry, Rage Flyer, what brand of snippers am I using? Your clippers go dull super quick when dealing with the thicker bits of sprue. Yeah, I must admit, this is the third pair of snips I've had. The first one I think lasted a couple of months. I can't remember what they were. The second pair were super cheap ones, kind of similar to this pair. They had a spring on the back that broke. I think after about 2 weeks that pair broke. And this pair is Army Painter, and I've been using these for about the last 7-8 months. Yeah, the Army Painter bit's rubbed off, but yeah, 7-8 months I've been using these. And I say the fact that I cut up, obviously, the whole sprue and not just the figures off of them, kind of show that these ones are pretty good. I think it's about, I don't know if these were like £12, 12 or 16, I can't remember. But yeah, these have lasted really well, and obviously, I mean, yeah, these are still sharp because I've cut myself a couple of times on the end bit. But yeah, Army Painter is the ones I've got, and they seem to be pretty cool. They certainly lasted the longest, that's for sure. Right, was that 4, wasn't it? 4, but to the edge. Let's see if I can cut this and then try and flatten it a bit. So the good thing is this can kind of be bent. It does crack a little bit, but Xenon's got Army Painter snips and they're not amazing. Maybe we're just lucky which pair you kind of get, I guess. I say, 'cause the first pair, I can't remember what I brought, but I know they only lasted a couple of months and then they broke. Or shall I go acrosswards? Let's go acrosswards. Alright, that looks a bit lower than it should be. It does. Let's come out lower. Oh, I didn't do it to the edge. They've got bent and nicks in them from putting paper clips. And we will film this, say, just to get a few bits in. Cool. Let's see. Can these be cut with scissors? Cool. Mr. Wolfie, AO. This bit needs a big bit cut out. One of the panels had a bit of a warp and it's kind of like warped right in the centre. So this needs a bit of a chunk out of it, otherwise it will go upwards. So if you test the idea, message me, or you message, let me know. I haven't really looked at my messages the last sort of day or so. I will have a look though. Oh, that's something I think I did see. Did I see your message? Oh yeah, did you, Mr. Wolfie, yeah, did you do the message about, you just finished a few sprues into models, blah blah blah, hot dang, they were great. But you're asking about the air bubbles in the finished product as the acetone evaporates. And you put, have I tried to just leave it to dry for a while, to desk after melting, and then doing something. Problem is, if you leave this to dry for 15 seconds and then you touch it or move it, you get creases. Because basically what happens is when it starts to dry, the outer layer dries first, obviously, because it's touching the air. So the outer layer will dry, the inside's still soft. So when you then touch this, it then makes wrinkles in it. So whenever I roll this out or do anything with a sprue goo, I do it and then I leave it. Because as soon as you touch it, you're going to put wrinkles in it. Once you get wrinkles in this, you don't get the wrinkles out. Simple as that. Once the wrinkles are there, they're there. So you can't leave it to let the acetone evaporate and then do anything with it because you'll just get wrinkles. Yeah, so I hope that's answered the question, Mr. Wolfie. Nice idea, but yeah. So literally, you could bet it's 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then touch it and you'll get wrinkles. Still a bit more. Actually, didn't really cut out quite that much, but that's fine. Oh, that question. Yeah, didn't I? I thought I answered that one. You put acetone in the silicone mold, all you're going to do is make more air bubbles. Because the silicone will sit there, the sprue glue will sit on top of it, and then you've got to wait for all that. Basically, acetone only evaporates when it hits the air. So if you got acetone in a silicone mold, and you put sprue on top, that acetone will sit there and take longer to dry, and you'll be left with a bigger pocket hole, basically. Negative, mate, that's a different fella. Yeah, so I think the only way that it would ever work is if you had a vacuum chamber, and just how it works with getting air bubbles out from resin, that might work. Because obviously it would suck out the air, that would hopefully cause all the acetone that's in the bottom of the mould to come to the top, and then Well, so that's the problem. I'm not sure where it would go, because obviously if there's no air in the chamber, the acetone might just come up and get sucked into whatever's sucking the air out. Yeah, I don't know. But basically, no, that wouldn't work. Yeah, all you're doing is putting more acetone in to then cause more trapped areas. Oofed. Well, no, it's worth coming up with the ideas and messaging them and asking though, because as I say, it's all a learning curve for everyone using the sprues to what we're doing with them, because obviously generally they just get thrown in the bin. Although, as I say, I think I started using it because I'm sure I saw someone use it as a filler, as in they got the sprues, put them in acetone, and then use that as a filler. And I'm sure that that's the video I saw, but I can't even remember who did it, because this would have been a year ago. I saw someone do that as a filler, and then I used that to make the Great Unclean one. Thought, oh, well, that goo looks like it'd be fun to use to make something with. So I made the Great Unclean one, and that was like my first real proper video using, well, yeah, my first video using sprue goo. Also, you're building a full-scale Titan using sprue and terrain models. Awesome. Cool. Rick, you can make a filler with sprue and TauManta extra thin. Yep. Fill up small gaps and lines on plastic models. I think that's possibly where I saw it. So it was someone doing something. I can't remember what they were doing. They were doing something and they put some sprues in acetone. And yeah, I mean they would have used like this sort of thing, a small little thing. And yeah, they only had a small amount in there because obviously using it as a filler, they didn't obviously make up much. Yeah. Destiny saw Bill over at Punish Props using sprue goo on a prop build. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure the person that I saw doing it wasn't a big YouTuber, as in wasn't. I think they had like a few hundred views. I honestly can't remember what they were actually filling. Because it wouldn't have been obviously a miniature. I don't know. It must have been like a model of some sort, I guess. I really don't know. You kind of think they might have taken it from me. Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt they were taking it from me. So I'm sure there's loads of people using sprue goo before I sort of started messing about with it. But obviously using it as a filler is kind of the last thing I kind of do with it. The main thing is obviously, well, building stuff. Right, so I say I'm going to do a few more panels inside this, just so this is kind of ready for some bits. Do a little bit on the front, and then I'm going to make some my normal kind of panels. How are we doing on time? 7:30. Yeah, that's not bad. So I was going to go till maybe 9, I think, 6 till 9. So a 3-hour live stream isn't too bad. Because obviously I won't lose my voice or anything in that time. You've never seen it before I started it. Yeah, I don't think many people use well, use sprues really. Right, where's the? Oh, I've lost it. But say, I like the fact that someone said the other day about calling me a sprue engineer, and I might have a go at making some, I don't know, some logo up or something up to do with like sprue engineer. Just 'cause I really like that name. That's quite cool. So then I can be known for nibbly knobbly bits, sprue goo, and sprue engineer. That's quite a fun little nickname, sprue engineer. Maybe I need to get a t-shirt with Sprue engineer. 1:30 p.m. in Texas. Oh, nice. I am sure it is a lot warmer there than it's been here then. And I'm kind of thinking Texas, is that just hot, hot, hot? Even like December. Zine is Germany, 8:30. Yeah, so you're an hour ahead of us. Rage Flare mostly use sprues as skeletons. Cool, for plaster builds. Awesome. 8:30 in South Africa. Yeah, you always think like South Africa's obviously miles and miles away, which obviously it is, but it's kind of like straight down the line almost from the UK. Well, parts of it obviously are. What are they? Might be. Do I have shirts with that stuff on? No, I need to look into getting some sort of merchandise and stuff. So the only thing I've got so far is a dice tray. That's the only kind of thing that I've got that's got obviously my face on it, miniature hobbyist, and the word nibbly knobbly bits. So yeah, if you want to get a dice tray, guys, if you like dice trays and you want to roll your dice over my face for good luck, link is in the below. Link is can't even talk. Link is in the description down below. There we go. Yeah, I might as well go up there. But yeah, no, I need to look into getting some sort of merch. I did have like mugs and a few other bits, but yeah, I want to get, say, because I really like the word sprue engineer. I mean, that's just quite a fun, cool word. It's like when I start playing D&D, I've got a whole variety of characters lined up, but their surnames all going to be the same, and it's going to be half sprue. Just because obviously it sort of ties in with what I'm doing, and all my characters in D&D, their first name's going to begin with an M, obviously, and their surname's going to begin with a H, which is half sprue. So yes, I'm going to have a lot of something half sprue characters. It's hot up until October, runs cool to cold. Oh wow, until March. See, I always thought, for some reason, I always thought Texas was just a hot. Well, I was saying that. What do you call cold? Yeah, it gets down to like 21 degrees. It's freezing. It's like 21 in England. Like, yeah, it's hot. Everyone down at the beach. Right. Yeah. I keep looking because sometimes this looks really high, but it is, and it's not, because say this is going to be built up. Yeah, almost finger depth. Well, in parts, because there's a few like grooves in this as well. I say when you look closely at the image, there really is a lot of sort of curves and bits to it. So yeah, that's why I really can't do much in the way of framework because there's so many curves. But yeah, I mean, it's going to look nice once obviously it is done. I say it's just that, cause like whenever I look at something, I always try and break it down into basically like a skeleton almost, to sort of like see how it looks inside and underneath. Just so that when I do a panel in, it obviously all fits in well. It's like this is the highest bit. Even these engines aren't quite as high, but they're still sort of deep. Obviously that bit's about right. Well, it's going to get a little bit of a layer on top, but not by much. Yeah. I use Printful. That place is good for international shipping of art prints. But they have other options. You can put custom designs on stuff. Okay. Printful. Right, I need to write that down because I will forget within 5 minutes of obviously reading that. But yeah, I do need to look into stuff because basically I want to sit here wearing sort of a logo top of me. Tiny Yahoo been getting -2 for 4 days each year. That's quite specific. Right, printful. Cool. Right, have I got enough to just finish off these last couple of bits? Because I would like to get one going that way as well, if possible, but I'm not sure I've got enough, because I don't think these are, no. Well, I say that could just be glued higher up as a brace. Yeah, that's fine. That bit will work. Is this bit big enough? Oh, that's just a bit too short as well, that's a shame. That you oh, you could be. Oh, a little bit short. Lazarus, the shapes coming together. Yeah, so the more obviously bits I get, the more components I get on here, the more you'll be able to see that it is, well, it is looking like it's meant to be looking, basically. That's fine. Yeah, we'll use this bit. Oh, I can't pronounce your name because obviously it's all, well, foreign letters to me. Hello, first time. How are you doing? I'm doing very well. And I hope you are too. Yeah, where else are you from? Because obviously, going by obviously your letters or words, I'm kind of guessing it must be very early in the morning where you are. Yeah, so yeah, we'll fill that one there, and then so we'll get a couple of cross members in. Yeah, I'm not really going to do much with the front. We'll just leave that, and then yeah, I'm going to have a little go at filling in some of these gaps. Just to say, whether I do, as in like the filler, especially if it's thick, it's going to take at least 12 hours, 24 hours for it to dry. So it's worth doing bits here and there overnight. Because again, even with this bit, when I start doing the curves and stuff, I can only do so much sprue goo at once. Because if I make it like say too thick, it would just take forever to dry. And if you make it too thick, it basically starts to sag. Because obviously it's quite heavy, and gravity isn't its friend. So you're better off building up like layer by layer by layer, so sort of small amounts. So that's probably where this is going to start slowing down. Obviously, it's gone fairly slow to build all these panels. Then it's gone quick to glue all the panels together. This bit isn't going too bad, but I think the end bit, putting the sprue on, again, is going to like slow it down. But that's fine. So there's no real rush to this. I am going to try and do other little videos, pardon me, each week as well, just so I can have a video coming out for you guys to watch. And obviously that's why I'm doing more live streams. Just so you guys know, I am still here. I am working. Well, working. I won't be working. I'm having fun. Cut the wrong side of the my line. It's just a little bit too big. Let's see how well I can cut with the old scissors. Oh, obviously not too bad is the answer to that. Even the end bits that are the fixed sprue. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to cut the scissors again. Is that going to be enough? Oh, it's just that one, isn't it? Oh, that's fine. Sorry, could I frame it out horizontally, like making stairs, and then just fill in the gaps in the steps? Frame it out horizontally. I'm not 100% sure what how you mean. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Can you put that another way, Savage Patty? Because I don't quite know what you mean by frame it out horizontally. So, because everything I'm doing here is going to have like panels going all the way down the sides, obviously. It's going to have a curved panel going round the front, and then there's going to be a big panel. Well, I say big. I can only make the panels so big, so it'll be lots of panels on the top, which is why I'm having like cross members going that way. I'm going to have cross members going this way. Again, just to give the whole thing a bit more rigidity. I think so. Make it rigid, basically. Think concrete in a slope. Okay, what sort of like stairs sort of going like that? You mean? So having these go like zigzaggy. Is that what you mean? If it is, sure, that's a more difficult way of doing it. If you've got to zigzag it, you've got to do a lot more cuts. Whereas obviously I'm trying to keep it to like less cuts, if that's what you're getting at. I don't know what you're getting at, I'm afraid. I don't know. Gosh. It's probably going to ruin my scissors, but hey ho. Right, it doesn't matter, this bit doesn't actually touch the bottom, as it's obviously just a good cross member to go, well, across, funny enough. And like that seems perfectly. Okay, I'm reading both your comments and I'm still confused. Pop 2 sprues next to each other, then put one on top, but a sprue back. I think I know what you mean. But what you're saying would then use up a lot of sprues, yeah? If you're doing it like a ladder. Whereas I say, this whole top bit doesn't need to be obviously as thick or as strong, as sturdy as the rest of it, because this purely is going to have small cladding on it. Hollow the slopes with grading steps, then layer the goo. Hollow the slopes. That's a bit scary. I don't know what hollow the slopes. I don't know what slope. I mean, are you talking? Again, this is difficult. Obviously, me trying to do something, you doing what you're doing. Because again, when I'm talking, there's like a 15-second delay between I talk and you actually hear what I say. So if I say something and then a comment pops up, I could be talking about the wrong thing. Yeah, I get the staircase, but okay, let's have a, just because I'm intrigued to know what you mean. By staircase, do you mean staircase on here that's going like that? Is that what you mean? Because every way I look at what you're saying, it makes it look like it's going to use more than less. That makes any sense? Oh, no, I'm getting well confused on what you guys are asking now. I think you need to do a drawing and email it to me, because I am just getting lost on what you're saying. I can't figure out what you're saying would be any better and use less what I'm using. I've only used these bits in the centre because I had them left over. This is how I normally make the frame. I would have done what I've done here going across. But because I had these bits left over, I've used them. Does that make any difference to what you're asking? Probably not. But as I say, I'm kind of getting confused on what's being asked of me. Easily confused. You mean for the curved bits? When did you ever say the curved bits? Did you ever say curved bits? I'm going to scroll up. Because I thought you were just talking about general frame. I didn't realise you were talking about the curved bits. Right, I've gone up. So I want to see. I want to see you say curved bits. I've gone too far. Blah, blah, blah. Could you frame it out horizontally, make it like stairs, just fill the gaps? Yes. There's no mention of the curved bits. Yeah, I rest my case, Your Honour. I plead ignorance. It wasn't me. I wasn't there. No. I haven't got one of the... Yeah, I haven't got any of the sprue panels. But basically, obviously the sprue panel, if you can imagine this, but 4 times thinner, it just curves, because obviously it's like paper, and it'll just curve and go round. So there's no need to do horizontal steps, fill them in with goo, any of that stuff. My panels, they bend. They bend wherever you want them to go, they'll bend. It'll bend, go round, it'll bend the other way because it's good like that, and then it'll go. So I'm going to get one panel. Well, no, I won't get one panel because I can't get a panel that long, but the panel will just go round like that. So at the time you were talking about it, the intakes, I forgot about the delay. Yeah, whatever. Right, music stopped because it's asking me if I'm still here. I am still here. Carry on. Even though we were talking, it's better than a Muppet. Yes, you're not far off. Yes, I'm that old grumpy guy in the box with his other grumpy mate, talking rubbish, and neither of them are listening to each other, and talking different things. I think that's what's been going on there. That is funny. Oh, there you go. Steve just asked, who am I in the Muppet Show? Are you Groucho? I think as the years go on, I can definitely see me being one of them chaps up in the box, basically just mishearing whatever's going on and just shouting at everyone, basically. Right, what was I doing? Oh, I was doing something about... Where's that panel? Did I not cut it up? Obviously, isn't that? See, now I'm going mad. I thought I just cut a panel up. Oh, it was all the way over there. Although that panel doesn't fit. Come on, guys! Didn't I just cut a panel up? Well, if I did, I've lost it, quite literally. Alright, well, we'll do this one. How bizarre. I'm sure I cut a panel up. I'm going to find it in a minute, it'll be underneath something. Blood King Bro, I wonder how heavy the model is going to be. Well, what I might do is, well, when the video comes out, I might sort of say right at the very beginning, like a lot of the YouTubers do, put your comments down below how much you think it's going to weigh before you watch it. Stick around to the end, that's when I'll tell you. So I reckon I might do that in the video. Just because yeah. Again, I couldn't even guess. I wouldn't even know. I mean, maybe what I should do is weigh it before I cover it entirely with sprue goo. And then just see how much sprue goo I then put over the top. Was that Waldorf and Slater? Yeah, sounds right. Yeah, Rick, though, wasn't Groucho the one in the bin? The green one? Or was he just called Grouch? Again, see, even you guys are talking and you don't even know what you're talking about. Groucho was from Marx Brothers. Yeah, possibly. Oh, Bill making stuff. Don't even get started on what about the curve bits. Because it's not the fun curve bits. It's the I'm confused curve bits. And we're all talking... Oh, that's Oscar. See, we were all... I think we're all doolally. We're all talking different stuff. That's why you play it. Your playlist is very similar to mine. The playlist, it's... well, apparently it's gaming music, DMCA, free music, massive 7 hours. What happened to the one I was listening to? This isn't the one I was listening to. But the one I was listening to was meant to be 11 hours. And I've not been here 11 hours. So where's the music I was listening to? Oh no, I clicked on the wrong one. This is the 11-hour one. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to get copyright striked. Because that happened on my 3 videos ago. Or 3 live streams ago. The thing that I was watching, copyright free, then clicked onto something different that wasn't copyright free. And I think I got 4 copyright things for it. Luckily not like copyright strikes. But just to let you know, there was 4 lots of music that wasn't allowed. But yes, that's why I've now clicked on this one, which is 11 hours. Just so it doesn't then go on to, well, Capital Radio or something or other. But anyway. William Chalky Boy, hello again. Hello, buddy. Hope you're well. Hope you're all well on this Tuesday evening. Double bubble, obviously, for me, doing a live stream this morning and now. Yeah, I just can't get enough of them. So I was going to like just chill out tonight and relax, but because earlier on I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, because obviously I was chatting so much, and yeah, I kind of didn't get a lot done. So that's why I've come back to get more done, just because tomorrow I want to start putting some panels on. But obviously I haven't made the panels yet, so I need to make the panels. So yeah, could be a late night, who knows. Yeah, I say I can't really do too much. I really thought I'd be able to do a lot more like boxing and just sort of what's the word? Gone brain dead, guys. All that stuff that you can then put paneling over. Man, I've lost it. Maybe I shouldn't have done 2 live streams one day. Yeah, just because there are so many curve bits. When I make the panels, literally I'm going to put the panels on there, curve them and then glue them in position, whereas I can't framework. I couldn't do as much framework as I wanted because there's so much curved bits, it's not worth trying to make a frame curved because it'd be just too much involved and unnecessary basically. So yeah, right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a position like that. I'm going to get this jar back under the front just so it doesn't curve anymore, because that's the amount I wanted to curve. I'll have a little tidy up, and then I'm going to get some sprue goo out. I'm going to put my mask on. I don't know if you were watching the other day. As I say, whenever I talk about the sprue goo, when you take the lid off and you get some sprue out, or the sprue goo, it literally starts to dry or evaporate within seconds. So generally I don't wear a mask. But when I'm going to coat this in sprue goo, when I coat this in sprue goo, because I'm going to have the lid off the jar for quite a while, like I did the other day, I will wear a mask. Because obviously, when the lid's off, the smell's coming out, you can smell it. When the lid's on, you can't smell it. Kind of obvious, really. But yeah, when I put the sprue goo on here, I don't want to keep putting the lid on and off, because obviously it's going to be a pain in the butt. So I'll take the lid off, leave it off, and then just go to town with the sprue goo. Hence the reason I'm going to wear the mask. But I'm going to tidy up first, just because it's getting a bit chaotic, the mess, and I don't deal with it well. I like it to be nice and neat and tidy. Everything in its place. And that's why I like all these Arty Station boxes and units. So I've got loads over here, just because they're a great way to store everything. Oh yeah, if you were watching, was it yesterday or the day before? I got a box turn up during the live stream. Opened it up, and it's more stuff from Arty Station. Because basically they do a paint booth. which matches all their units. So it's like a corner unit. Obviously, you've got to buy the extractor fan and bits that go on the back side of it, but it's basically the like extractor fan with the sheets to obviously catch all the paint and all that. And yeah, obviously it matches in with the rest of their arty station stuff. And they sent me it yesterday, which was rather nice of them. Well, they didn't send it yesterday. Obviously, it turned up yesterday. So yes, I've got even more arty station stuff to well, try and find somewhere for it to live. Just because I really want to go at doing a bit more, well, the airbrushing. I mean, I've only got cheap airbrushes, but I don't really use them. Rightio, I was going to get the mask. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, what's the time? Time is nearly 8. Yeah, so I'm going to do a bit of this, do some panels, and then say 9 o'clock I'm finishing. I might finish before then, I'm not sure. We'll see how much I get done, basically. Right, after you put the glasses on, so I can't read anything about the glasses. I think you can still hear me, because I'm sure yesterday people could hear me. They all wanted me to talk like Bane out of Batman. And obviously a couple of requests for Darth Vader, obviously. Right. So yeah, I mean what I'm going to do here is basically the plan to do over everything. But say, I'm not really going to do any more framework because say most of it's going to be curved, so it's going to be quite difficult. So I'm going to use a sprue glue and basically sort of start going on here, up the edges. Say because you can only put so much of this on at one time. It's going to be quite thin. So I should have left this. I should have left it off really, shouldn't I? While I'm still talking. Like the sprue burger. This was made up with several layers because if you try to put it all on in one layer, it would take weeks and weeks for it to dry, and it would basically just sag, and it would be like a mess at the bottom. So that's why this was built up a little bit of time, let it dry, a bit more, let it dry, a bit more, let it dry. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Well, with this, to be honest. Yeah, Savage Patty, you can hear me fine. Cool. So I'm not going to do too much, I just wanted to do a little bit. Basically, you say it's difficult, you can't really see exactly how it looks, but obviously this bit here is made up of like 3 panels, so it's quite rough. So again, that's the kind of bit that I'm going to be smoothing out basically. And I think we will film some of this. This is I need more bits. This tool. And we'll get this. MH reading the news. Savage Patty, my girlfriend put my Bane mask in the bin. Oh no, because I was talking in the in the Bane voice the whole time. Axel, yeah, I must admit that burger, I say it makes me laugh, but it also makes me hungry whenever I see it. Right, so this is what I mean by taking the lid off. Normally I'll take the lid off, scoop stuff out, and then literally the lid goes back on. So you only really smell the acetone when the lid's off. But to do this, it's just easier having the lid off. Because I did this the other day. Did it the other day, and within a minute or so of putting the lid back on at the end, the smell has gone in the room. Again, I've got windows open. I've got window open literally 2 feet there, about 5 feet there, and I've got one behind it's open. I mean, I like a lot of fresh air anyway. I like it to be, well, I prefer it to be colder than too hot. So there's always windows open, but say within about 2-3 minutes of the lid going back on, smell's gone from the room. Oh. So basically, because I'm putting it on a little bit, I don't get the spoon. I get my little sort of dentisty knife, tool even. Oh, there's a film. Right, and then yeah, it's just a case of scooping some out, putting it on, and then basically sort of smoothing it out. I say when it first comes out, it really is very soft, smooth. But again, within sort of like 30 seconds, a minute, it will then start to dry. So you need to be quite quick. Yes, you need to be quite quick getting it on, because if you don't, when you start to move it, you then start dragging it, and that's when you get the crease lines in. And any of these like stringy bits, once it's dried, I can just pull them off. And I say, eventually this will get sanded. You take care, Susan. It's good to see you again, or, well, see your texts anyway. You take care. Yeah, unfortunately, because this is so big, it's difficult for me to always get it in shot so you guys can see what I'm doing. As I say, give it a couple of minutes for the acetone just to evaporate, and then I'll get the mask off. Right. Cool. Right. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is roll out some sprue panels ready for tomorrow. So that's the other thing I keep obviously saying about the building things out of sprues. You kind of got to keep thinking in advance. Because like, if I didn't roll out any sprue panels now, I wouldn't be able to continue with this tomorrow. So that is the one downside, or the biggest downside of using sprues, is making sure, especially when you're using obviously sprue goo, that you've done whatever you need to do to like prep it, so it is ready to use for the next sort of day or whatever. Or basically, whenever you make something with sprue goo, you need to allow the fact you've got to leave it for a day, or at least sort of 7-8 hours, before you can then do something with it. I don't want to put this anywhere else other than on here, but it doesn't leave me a lot of room to make me panels. Might be enough. So yeah, definitely lack of room on my desk to sort of do anything really. Right, so for anyone who hasn't seen me make sprue panels, I think I'm going to move the camera a little bit, because as I say, I'm kind of now working in an area where normally my keyboard and, well, my other work stuff is really. But I'm basically running out of room. So let's put that over there. So yeah, excuse me while I just move the camera to over there. So yeah, basically I've got like an L-shaped desk, which obviously normally I sit here facing my screens. Obviously this is my work sort of fun area, and the other side is obviously all kind of storage. Let's see if I can come over and go like that. There you go, that's not too bad. Cool. So yeah, making sprue panels. Obviously it feels weird now because obviously I'm looking this way, but you're over there. Screens are in front. Yeah, sprue panels is just a case of greaseproof tin. Well, so I might actually put it on the paper, roll it out, and then I can move them. Yeah. Right. Give me a second. Just going to get another cutting mat underneath. So using the greaseproof tin is great, because obviously when I roll them out, I can pick them up without sort of disturbing them, basically. And then obviously, because the idea is I need to make obviously quite a lot of panels. I'll stay in my fingers. Disgusting. Normally I like short nails, but somehow my nails have obviously got a bit long. Yeah. So yeah, to make the panels, it is just a case of obviously getting the sprue goo, getting some greaseproof paper, and obviously the tin. Say the roller I use is great because it's got these ends on it that come off. So obviously I'm using these green ends, which basically means when I roll this out, it's going to be super thin. I think it's like between 1 and 2 millimeters. But you can change these end bits if you wanted to roll it out thicker. So I have got ones where you can roll it out. I think it's 3 mil, then 6 mil, and then 10 mil. But again, if you roll these panels out 10 mil, they would just take days and days to like fully dry. And because they're thicker, when they do dry, there's more chance they'll like contract and obviously distort and stretch, as in like make the old like rough pattern. Whereas when you keep them nice and thin, you tend to get them smoother. But yeah, so I say I need to make quite a few panels. So again, I'll get these greaseproof pieces of paper from good old Amazon. So yeah, so what I do is I normally roll them out and then put them somewhere and then just obviously leave them. Because again, if you move them, like say that had the panel on it, even if you just moved it a little bit, it just creases. So it puts crease lines in the panel. And I say once you get lines in the panels, you can't get them out, basically. So yeah. Also, I missed it. Steve ordered all the stuff this morning. Post it Friday. Nice one. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah. Cool. I'm not sure what else people are talking about, but there we go. Yeah. So the problem is this is kind of like half on my other mat and half off. But it shouldn't make any odds because say this is smooth. I don't know what. Let's put this one underneath as well, just to raise this side up. As I say now, I've run out of normal desk space, and I'm working on where, say, my keyboard normally sits here with my mouse and all that. Let's say I am running out of room. This is one big boy. Right. So again, I don't bother wearing the mask for this bit. I've got my lucky spoon. By lucky, I mean I've put a little nick in it, so I only use it for this. I mean, it doesn't go back in the drawer anyway, but just in case I was to eat something at my desk and this was on my desk, they won't get mixed up because this has got a nick in it. Just so I know not to eat with this one. Right, again, I need to move things around because otherwise I'm not going to be able to roll this out properly. But I say I am lacking in space now. At this rate, I'm going to end up on the kitchen side rolling this out. Right, was it 8:15? Perfect. Because I want to roll out at least 4, 5, maybe 6 panels. Well, basically, it all depends on how much sprue goo I've got. Because that's the reason I like doing these kind of things at night, because then I'll roll this out, as in I'll use all this sprue, roll it all out, but then I'll get me nibbly knobbly bits, fill this jar back up. So in the morning, I'll have loads of panels, and I'll have some more sprue goo, basically. So, all good. Let's just move that over a little bit, just because I was starting to get near the edge of the screen. Yeah, cool. Don't need to film this because obviously I've got quite lots of filming of me making these panels, so that won't be necessary. Well, certainly not at the moment, anyway. And yeah, it's just a case of getting a nice big old dollop. Yeah, I'll put it on that because we're going to do loads. Bosh. And there we go. And so you've got one underneath, one on top, and then we can give it a bit of a squish by hand first. And then, yeah, just get your rolling pin and basically roll it out. Sorry, I'd appreciate a link. Oh, not talking to me, I don't think. And then, yeah, roll it out. So it's normally easier when this is like in the centre rather than off to one side, but hey ho. Turn it around, make it easier. So obviously it's squared it out, so obviously I put a bit too much in, but that's fine. Wherever it gets squared out, obviously just leave. It will sort of dry, but obviously come tomorrow. As I say, I love using these panels because you can just cut them normally with a pair of scissors, like it was plastic hard. Yeah, it's really cool. And it's going to squirt out the other end. I mean, these bits get squirted out. You could trim them off quickly and put them back in the acetone. But I don't like doing that because sometimes, even though it's been out in the air for a short period of time, when you put stuff that's already gone from sprue goo back into acetone, it never seems to dissolve as well as it does the first time. So I don't tend to reuse stuff once it's been sprue goo and then gone hard. Generally those bits, I have like another box full of bits and pieces, and that box is just leftover bits of panel, sprue, whatever. Just because they're the kind of bits that you can just use as like scatter terrain or infill. Right, so keep rolling until obviously it looks like it's not going to go any further, which is kind of about there. And then, yeah, just leave that to dry. I say, because it's so thin, this will literally be ready in about 7-8 hours. But again, I like doing this at night time because then I know come the morning, it's definitely good to go. You can see there's a little bit of a mess on my tray where obviously I transferred it onto the side. Let's say because this is so thin, it's kind of like drying already. So we can just peel it off. It's like, you know, when you get the PVA glue as a kid and you put it all over your hand, and then obviously you let it dry and then peel it off. That's kind of what this has done. Because I say, because it is so thin, it just dries like crazy quick, and it's like, well, it's gone like see-through. Right, and there's one sheet. When one sheet will do, and then we'll make several more. So a lot of those sheets that you'd have seen me doing the bigger panels on, you'd have noticed me just sort of ripping them off after gluing them on. And the reason that I glued them on and then just ripped them off was because I'd had those sheets for quite a while, and after a while the sheets start getting wrinkly. So then when you're rolling out the sprue goo, you're actually rolling into the sprue goo the like lines. So that's why I was going to get rid of them anyway. So that's why I didn't mind gluing them and then say ripping the panels off and then just binning them, just because they were getting near the end of their life. And yeah, I used them a whole lot, but by the end they're obviously just so wrinkly, you'll never get a smooth panel. So these panels I'm rolling out, they won't all be 100% smooth. It is almost kind of like hit and miss, where some will be, say, lovely, smooth, shiny. Some will be part smooth and shiny and part wrinkly and old, like me. But again, it doesn't matter, it's going to go on top of this, and then any imperfections will get sprue gooed and sanded after. Budget hobbyist, is it okay to post here? I don't want to take away from me. I don't know what it is you want to post. I haven't been reading any of the comments, I'm afraid, guys. That's what I say. If you're asking me a question like you've done, put at miniature hobbyist in the thingy. It highlights it in orange. Anything that's not highlighted in orange, sometimes I obviously read, and sometimes, like now, I just want to obviously get this done. I've not been reading any comments unless they were highlighted in orange, basically. But I'm sure whatever it is you want to do, I don't mind. I can't see me minding what you're going to do. Hold on. Right. Unless obviously you're asking everyone to unsubscribe, then that's a bit off, bit below the belt. A good little workout. Oh, for the shoulders anyway, I think. Right. And there we go. Simple as that. There's number 2. And we're back. Back in the room. So I'm going to do about 4 or 5, maybe 6 panels. Not sure how many I'm going to need for the bit I want to do tomorrow. But obviously you're better off having too many, because obviously well, nothing happens to them. They obviously just stay as panels, really. So what I do always find though, when you start to get to the bottom of the jar, the goo does tend to be firmer and thicker. And I'm guessing that's probably because obviously the goo at the top has got more acetone in it, because obviously the acetone is at the top. But I say it's still good to roll out. There's no difference in it in that way. It is just comes out feeling a bit thicker, but other than that, it is fine. Let's say give it a bit of a spread out first, because it makes it a bit easier with the rolling. Carlos Barker, hello big boss, how are you? I'm very good, thank you. I hope you're well. You're finally awake and not at work, so you can pop in to see what's going on. Yeah, obviously you can just about see part of what I've made behind. Hold on, there we go, so you can see a bit of both. You can see a bit of the TauManta, and the fact that I'm rolling out some panels to do some paneling work for the top, basically. So it's just as simple as getting a sprue goo, put it between 2 pieces of greaseproof paper, and then just rolling it out. Ooh. Slippy little sucker. Right, well I hope everyone's evening is going well, or your day, or your morning, whatever it is. Yeah, so obviously it's a Tuesday evening in the UK, 8:25 at night, and I'm rolling out some sprue goo into some sprue panels, basically. Carlos, that looks stellar, or damn, that looks stellar. Cheers, buddy. I say it's starting to take shape now. The more bits and pieces I get on top, the more it's going to start looking like, well, a TauManta, hopefully. Cookies? Who's got cookies? What sprue is this? This is sprue goo. This is Warhammer sprue. Kosa, you need to go and look up a TauManta, Google it, and you'll be able to see it in its all glory. I'll say that I can just quickly do that as well. This is a TauManta. Obviously, it looks better if you look at the actual pictures of a real one by Forge World, and it's a beast of a thing. Basically, it's a big spaceship. It's a carrier spaceship or transporter spaceship. So it transports loads of people and loads of vehicles, basically, which is why it's so huge. Even though it's to scale, to like 32mm scale, it's just a big spaceship, basically. Which I happen to be building out of sprues, just because, basically. If you're going to build it out of sprues, why not? Right, There we go. Number 3. So it doesn't take long, which is good. Three down, I think 3 to go. Yeah. Must admit, I'm looking forward, well, I don't know why I'm looking forward to it, but sanding this just to see, again, I always like trying new builds where I'm doing things that I don't normally do. And obviously sanding sprue goo is something I think I've ever done. So I'm looking around at what I've built and I can't think that I've sanded anything down, mainly because everything I've ever built with sprue goo has kind of been for orcs or nurgles. So having the imperfections, the rough skin, and it looking like it's it's been thrown up like a dog's dinner or something, it's always kind of worked really well in its favour, being sort of mashed up. Whereas this is the first build I'm doing where I want it to look smooth, silk, round, and basically like the TauManta that you can go and buy from Forge World for 1,300. Is it dollars or pounds? I'm not too sure. But either way, 1,300 of anything is going to be quite a lot. So yeah, so that's why I say I'm looking forward to getting this sanded down, smooth it, and just to see how well this stuff does smooth. I can't see why it won't smooth well, because basically it's plastic. So you get some nice fine grit sandpaper or the old wet and dry paper on it. I can't see why you can't sand this to be ultra smooth and sort of shiny. So, but with the paintwork as well, I'm going to keep this really simple with a paint job. I like painting things black and then doing some dry brushing with silver. And because this is so big, I don't really want to spend ages and a lot of money on the paint. So I'm basically going to get some black primer. Probably use a tin, maybe a bit more on this. And then say dry brush with silver. Again, because you're dry brushing, you're not using a lot of paint. And obviously for speed as well, it's quite a quick way of getting it painted. So that's why I'm doing it black with, say, silver highlights. I mean, there might be some areas on there, like parts of the cockpit, or there, because on the top there's like little groove or panel lines. I might go over them in a bright orange, because I like orange. Orange is my favourite colour. And I think orange and black would work rather well. Let's put this back on, because I need to look to read this name. It looks cool. Horus Lupercal, the War Master. Nice name. So when is the Warlord Titan project going to be en route? I've always said with the Titan, the Warlord Titan, when I get 100 patrons, I'll build a Warlord Titan. I've said that ages ago, and I'm still going to stick to that. If I get 100 patrons, I'll build the Warlord. But say, I'm building this. I didn't realise this was this big, guys. I've said this quite a few times, so some of you would have heard this. Some of you may not have heard this. Someone in the comments on one of my videos about a week and a half ago, so it wasn't long ago, said, why don't I build a TauManta, because Squidmire's building one, and I think someone else is painting one or something. So I had a little look at the TauManta, and I thought, oh, that looks beautiful. Lovely looking spaceship. But at the time, I kind of thought it was sort of, I don't know, about a foot, but maybe a foot and a half. So big, but not big. Looking at the pictures, say, it looked beautiful. So then I put a comment on my comment section on YouTube saying if I get 300 likes, I'll build one. I think within the first hour, I had 200 likes. So I thought, oh, I'll go and get some reference pictures because it looks like I'm going to be building it. One of the reference pictures I got was a guy holding it. And obviously, if you look at the picture with the guy holding it, he's like, his arms are outstretched. Then you get to really see just how big this thing is. So up until then, I didn't think it was this big. I just thought it was like big, but manageable big. But yeah, I saw how big it was, but it's like, well, I said I'm going to build it. So yeah, why not have a go at building it? And that's why we're all here today on, what's this, number 6, live stream number 6, I think. So far, most of the work I've done on this, well, pretty much everything I've done on this, apart from a few small bits, I've done during live streams. Which is why I say this week, every morning I'm doing a live stream. So today's twice. But yeah, every morning I'm going to be live streaming building this. Just because that's kind of when I'm sitting here building it. So I'm going to build it with you guys sitting there. Battle Sister, is that Marcy? Just made my first batch of ooey gooey sprue stuff. Awesome. Can't wait to try it out. Do you know what you're building? Is there something in mind, or are you just going to have a go at seeing what happens? Steve, I've got you the black primer. Oh, awesome. Oh, cheers, buddy. That's very decent of you. Oh, that's very nice. Thank you, buddy. You post it all Friday. Cheers. Patrick, is it going to be the same size? Yes, this is the same size as the one from Forge World, which is basically, it's 860 from tip to tip is 860 millimeters, and from back to front it is, what was it, 630. So yeah, it's exactly the same size. It's the scale as the Forge World one. Obviously the weight, I don't know how much it's going to weigh yet, but it's going to weigh a fair bit. It might weigh the same as the Forge World one. It might weigh less, might weigh more. I don't know yet. Once it's fully built, I will be weighing it. Just because obviously I want to know, and well, you all want to know. We all want to know. Rick, pricing of Forge World makes me want to order from Forge World. Is that second one a illegal, dodgy download jobby one? Budget hobbyist, this is pretty fascinating to build. Cheers, buddy. Battlestar wants to make some metal panels from the Necromunda, but yes, that's a good one to do. Also working on Legion of the Damned. I want to try flame effects. Nice. Yeah, I say, to be honest, the best thing you can make with this is panels, and then you could make like rough buildings, blown up buildings. Basically just like a good lot of scatter terrain. Nice and easy, nice and quick, and more importantly, cheap. So all it's going to cost you is the acetone, and obviously whatever glue you use, I guess. Yeah, so I reckon I should start getting some merch. And I say, again, apologies, because I can't remember who mentioned this yesterday, about being called a Spruegineer. So obviously we could all be Spruegineers, because obviously we make stuff from sprues. So, and it sounds good, Spruegineer. Yep, illegal, not dodgy stuff though. Exactly the same, just better on the wallet. How can it be not dodgy if it's illegal? Surely the two of them kind of like tie in well. Illegal and dodgy. So basically you buy it at the back of some supermarket somewhere. You get the old cars, you flash the lights at each other, you both get out, you transfer a wad of cash in a sealed envelope, and they've got something in a briefcase for you, yeah? Am I counting the sprues? Yes. I'm up to 286. No, 287, because I just used... No, I'm not counting the sprues. Yeah, there's no way I could count the sprues. Well, I could, I guess, but no, I'm not. But I say, that's why when I come to weigh it, because obviously the whole weight of this is going to be sprues. Well, and a bit of glue, I guess, but the glue's not going to be weighing too much. So yeah, when I come to weigh it, that's obviously going to give you a good idea. Well, yeah, from me weighing it, you should then be able to work out roughly, give or take, how many sprues are kind of involved. Do I use sprues with paint on or only clean ones? For building framework, yeah, any of them. For sticking in acetone, I generally only go with ones that haven't got paint on. Only because I have before put painted ones in, and when obviously it dissolves the sprues into sprue goo, you'll see bits floating around. Only like small little flecks floating around. It's the paint. Some of the paint seems to dissolve, some of it floats around. So you got floaters. I don't think it does a lot of difference to it. It's probably more visual, but I don't like it. So yeah, if I get any sprues with paint on, I don't put them in the acetone. But again, I don't think it really affects it. Not to any great amount anyway. So yeah, Steve's got a nibbly knobbly bits coffee mug. But say I want to get sort of like a proper, like, because the ones that you've got, I kind of did one online to do with YouTube, but I really want to go to like a company that can do a whole variety of stuff. Yeah, just so I can get things with obviously nibbly knobbly bits, sprue goo, and say now the Spruegineer or Spruegineers. Yeah, so maybe I'd need a different name, because then you guys can all be Spruegineers, because obviously you build stuff from sprues. Well, Master Spruegineer, I guess. Does that sound good? Or does that sound a bit pompous? Master Spruegineer. If anyone can think of a better name for the Spruegineer leader, let me know. But maybe, yeah, Master Spruegineer, and then just Spruegineers. So everyone's a Spruegineer. Alright, let's get this rolled out. We're doing 20 to 9. Perfect timing. Because I reckon about another two, maybe 3 of these. And that should be enough to cover the bits that I kind of want. It's like a guild leader. Are they? No, not guild leader. Like a blacksmith. What would be the blacksmith leader called? Not leader, but the boss. I can't think. Right, one more roll the other side, and then I think this is as rolled out as it's gonna get. He says there seems to be another crease just appeared. Cool, that one all stayed inside. Do some Mickey Mousey. Call them Spruegineers. And the next. The Mouseketeers. Oh, I used to love watching that as a kid. Right. So, did I watch it as a kid? No, I didn't watch it as a kid. I watched it with my kids. Yeah, because it wouldn't have been on when I was a kid. Foreman. But like Foreman Spruegineer. Doesn't sound right. I'm thinking Master. Master of the craft. Yeah, a Master Spruegineer. Yeah. Well, think about that. But if you guys keep coming up with any ideas, let me know. Because then, I say, I could have a go at getting t-shirts with Spruegineer on. And then I could get one with Master Spruegineer. Yeah, the Foreman. Is there much left in this one? Oh, there's quite a bit. Oh no, I think that'd be too much. Yeah, let's stick with smaller, because if it squirts out the side, it's almost just a waste then. 57 people watching me rolling out sprue goo. I think you guys are as mad as me. Spruegineer in chief. Spruegineer in chief. Maybe. Keep them coming. We'll get one that I really like, and I'll go. Yeah, that's the one. I'm feeling it in the shoulders now, guys. There you go. Maybe I could do like a workout video to do with sprues. This is how you do the lats. This is how you do your tripes. Tripes? That doesn't sound right. Traps even. No, yeah. Traps. Oh, I don't know. Losing it again. Been streaming too long. Say twice in one day. 6 hours. 6 hours on YouTube streaming today. It's nuts. Again, if this was my full-time job, I would definitely be doing more streaming. because I would literally, whenever I'm building something or making something, I would just stream it all the time. Alright, the last little bit this side, flip it round, and then this one's done. And I think this is number 4 or number 5. Either way, I think I've got quite a few now, which is good. 1 or 2 more. What's the time? 22. Yeah, I think another 2. And then that should give me plenty of panels to be working with tomorrow. Just running out of places to put them. Yeah, so that was 5. 6, 7. Yeah, 7's a good number. Because, I say, there's some curving that goes on underneath as well. So these panels would be good to do that and then put the sprue glue over the top. Just thinking the analytics. Keep those thumbs up going, everyone. Yeah. Well, I must admit, say before when I did live streams, I kind of thought they were a negative thing. Mainly because obviously, if you do like a 3-hour video and someone clicks on it but only watches it for say 5 minutes, YouTube will see that as quite a bad thing, because obviously as a percentage they've only watched it for like a minuscule percentage. But I don't think that is how YouTube sees it. I think they see it as it's still 5 minutes and not the percentage of the total video. So, but then if you get someone who watches one of my live streams, like after I've live streamed, and watches say an hour of it, then they've watched an hour of it. Yeah, because I know Kat said she watched one of my live streams a few days ago, but there was like a silly amount of adverts. Because I don't obviously put adverts on mine. Obviously, I have them monetized, so adverts will be there. But I don't like go on there, because you can go on and put as many adverts as you want on. But obviously, YouTube likes to put lots of ads on. Yeah, and I think Kat said that when she went on to watch one of them, there was like a crazy amount. Right, so I say I may as well get. I may as well get the last of what I can get out of this, just because then I can then fill this with all the nibbly knobbly bits I've got. So that's what I generally try and do, is whenever I use one of these jars, try and use it all up. Well, even if I don't use it all up, still just put more sprues in. I think that's pretty much the most I'm going to get out of there. So that's now, because people obviously often ask about putting sprues in, acetone, the rest of it. This obviously has still got some bits of sprue junk in there. Doesn't matter. Just put loads more sprues in. Keep filling it up with sprues. When the acetone level starts to get low, then fill it with acetone. So yeah, so these jars, you just keep using them and using them, basically. Which is pretty cool. Andre, can't hear over the work noise. Can I have a wave? Yes, you can. Alright, Al. Alright, Andre. Alright, fella. George, love the work, but I find like the finish should be worked on with a bit more sanding and sculpting. Yeah, George, I don't know, George, if you just arrived, I'm not sure if you just arrived or if you've not seen any of my previous videos. Yeah, this is far, far, far from being finished, buddy. This is going to be smoothed out within an inch of its life. It's going to be smoother than my head. So we're talking ultra smooth. Yeah. So if you haven't seen my previous ones, George, I think you haven't, because if you had, you'd have heard me say that quite a lot. Go and watch my other ones as well, because it helps me out. And it'll give you something to do, something to watch. But yeah, this is going to be smooth as butter. Or my name's not John the Spruegineer. Well, it's not really. Not officially, anyway. Oh, it just pokes out at the bottom. Time, 13 minutes. Yeah, I think this will be the last one, because I kind of said 6 and this makes 6, and then I can have a bit of a tidy up and a last minute chat, goodbye, adios, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of pleased with how much I've got done. I say I really thought I'd have done more sort of framework, but I say a lot of these bits don't have framework, they're just all curved. So yeah, and we're not going to get down the scenario of shall I do curved bits like a stair and then just fill the gaps in. We're not going down that route. We've done that once. Carlos, got to run. Doing a build day with a buddy of mine, headed to his place to build some kits. Oh nice. Cool, well enjoy, have fun. So I'm going to be finishing in a couple of minutes anyway, so you're not really missing anything. But cheers for being here, buddy, and for obviously commenting. And I'm sure you're one of the ones who's thumbed up. Let's have a look. How many thumbs up do we have? Because I haven't looked. Well, I haven't looked all night really. We have, oh wow, 136 thumbs up. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Cheers, guys. 136 thumbs up, 67 watching, and I've got quite a bit done. I'm very pleased. Right. So, as I mentioned, obviously I'm live streaming tonight, but generally this week, well, every day this week, I am live streaming between 9 and 12 AM in the UK. Yeah, so I'm only live streaming tonight because I didn't get as much done as I wanted to this morning. And basically I wanted to get that bit done and get these made just so I'd have something to do tomorrow, basically. So generally it will just be one live stream a day. But yeah, today I've done 2. 6 hours. Always like my can, boss. Cheers, Carlos. That's much appreciated. But yeah, so guys, I am really trying to work hard to make this my full-time job next year. And you guys can certainly help me get there by, say, liking, sharing is a big one. If you are on any kind of social media, anything online, anything social media, if you can get one of my videos that you like, and yeah, copy the link and then post it on or paste it onto any of your social medias, just to spread the word, kind of thing. But obviously, this isn't a cult of any kind. This is just a man playing about as a big kid, building things. But yeah, no, honestly, guys, if you guys can share, like, watch, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, it is very much appreciated. And maybe in a year's time, I can be sitting here saying, thank you, everyone. This is my full-time job. Because that would just be cool. Cool beans. Right, I think this one isn't going to get any flatter. Well, it doesn't feel like it is. That last little bit right at the end. Right. Oh, I'll tell you what. Honestly, my shoulders are. I need a masseur to come and give my shoulders a little bit of TLC. Right. I'm going to tidy up my desk in a minute because my desk looks like a bombs here. There's just bits everywhere. I say that is the one big drawback of doing something so big. It does take up the whole of my normal desk area. I'm now sitting where I normally work with my keyboard and edit photos and videos and stuff. So yeah. Right, guys. Well, I'm pleased with what I got done. Thank you everyone for being there and keeping me company. Basically, it certainly has been fun. I almost feel bad going because like 73 people have just jumped on, or there's 73 people here. But as I say, I've kind of got a lot done. There's not a lot more I can do. I mean, I could do some more of the filler stuff. But to be honest, I've done 6 hours now of live streaming today. I think I need a bit of a chill break time, especially as obviously I'm going to go to bed in a few hours time, and then be up in the morning and live stream again. So yeah, I am going to sort of stop now, even though say loads of people there. Sprue cultists, yes. No, I think we'll try and keep away from that. But yeah, definitely Sprue. I say we need to work on a name for me. I think Master Sprue sounds a bit too pompous. So we need to find another sort of name that sounds like, not that you're the boss, but you're the most experienced one, perhaps. I don't know. We'll work on that. Anyway, I'm waffling. Oh, excuse me. Waffling and hiccuping and whatever. Oh, Cat's here. Hi, Cat. Yeah, no, nice one. Yeah, guys, I am going to sign off. I'm going to try and find the buttons to do this nicely. I think for Christmas, I'm going to ask Santa Claus for a is it Elvato? Elvato or Eligoo? I always get it confused. Either Elvato or Eligoo. It's like a little control box with buttons on it, and obviously you link it up to your computer and this, that, and the other. And obviously you push a button and it does things. And rather than me say, I get my mouse and I try and find where the button is to do things. And sometimes it takes a while. So I think for Christmas, I'm going to be very good and ask Santa for one of these Elgoo, Elvato, whatever they're called, little boxes. Because they're not cheap. I think they're like, it's about 130 quid for a little box with about 12 buttons. But it's a case of you link it to your computer. I mean, you can link it to lights. You can link it to all sorts. You push a button and things happen. So I bet I push a button and, well, a goodbye screen would come up or an animation would come up. Something would come up. So that's what I'm going to try and get. Anyway, I'm waffling again, guys. So I am going to click on the face cover first so I can disappear, stick my tongue out at you guys, but I'm not really, but I might be. And then the main cover. Yeah. Guys, thanks a lot for being there. It's been fun. You all take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.